Hi, welcome to our map. Today I'm doing a series of videos on inverse functions. On this video, it says graph f of x equals the square root of x plus 5. And then it says graph the inverse function equals x squared minus 5 when x is greater than or equal to 0. All right, I'm going to explain that when I get to that one. I'm going to start with this. So the domain of this is x is greater than or equal to 5, or sorry, x plus 5 is greater than or equal to 0, so x is greater than or equal to -5. So if I did a table of values, and I did -5, -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, I would have a 0 here. -4 plus 5 would be 1. And then -3 would be the square root of 2, square root of 3, square root of 4, which would be 2, so -1, 2, square root of 5, square root of 6, square root of 7, square root of 8. 4 is going to be my square root of 9. 1, 2, 3. Notice I didn't graph all the points. I just looked for the points that were pretty. I am all about pretty points. All right, on the other side, I have x and y, and it says, let's see, x is greater than 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. If I do 0, I have 0 squared minus 5, which is -5. 1 squared minus 5, which is 1 minus 5, which is -4. 2 squared minus 5, which is 4 minus 5, which is -1. 3 squared minus 5, which is 9 minus 5, which is 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I have a graph that looks something like this. Now, I want you to notice, and this is kind of fun, the points that I graphed over here were 0, -5, 1, -4, 2, -1, and 3, 4. The ones that I graphed over here were -5, 0, -5, 0, -4, 1, -4, 1, and then I didn't graph anything again until I got to 2, -1, 2, -1, and then I waited until I got all the way down here to 3, 4. Because in inverses, you're switching your x and y. More than that, when you graph inverses, you're reflecting over the line y equals x. And if you look at these two graphs, they are a reflection over y equals x. Now, I told you when I got over here, I would tell you why we limited x to be greater than 0. If I reflected this and did the whole parabola, they would no longer be inverse functions. Because this is half a parabola, I could only graph half my parabola. If I didn't restrict my x values, these wouldn't be inverse functions. This doesn't have a proper inverse. Well, this doesn't have a proper inverse without the restriction. Because if this had the other half of the parabola, according to the vertical line test, it's no longer a function. So because the square root function is only the top half of the parabola, it doesn't have a proper, this doesn't have a proper inverse function. So you have to be really careful with the square root of x and x squared. Are they inverses? Only with a restriction included. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you on the next video.